All right, what's up there, YouTube? Okay, so today, let me put my phone, I'm setting my camera up. I'm using the phone here with my picture on this, on the Z6, and I'm using the 85mm 1.8. I'm outside today, put my phone over there in the car so I don't have to stand here. Anyway, I'm outside here today in my front yard, which I usually don't do, but I thought I'd come out here and talk to you guys about the new Canon and about shooting video with this Z6 and the 85mm, which I think is actually absolutely perfect for video. And I'll tell you why. It's a 1.8 lens, which is perfect for low light, most low light situations. It's an 85mm, so it's great for portraits. It's great for getting a shot of like toasts. It's perfect for somebody doing toasts. It's perfect for, now you wouldn't want to use it in a big chapel, like a big ceremony in a big chapel where you'd have to be in the back. But even in a lot of big chapels, I'm able to go at least to the next opening row. So I'm, 30 feet away or whatever. So it's not that bad. And this is actually perfect for that. If it's most weddings that are fairly well lit. But anyway, Canon just announced this R5 or whatever it is, R5. They announced the R5, and honestly, I don't pay much attention to all the people talking about all this proposed specs, because they always throw out the cripple hammer. The Canon cripple hammer that Camera Conspiracies over there talks about is real. It's very real with the Canon cameras, and the reason why is because they have to compete. They can't compete with their own line of cinema cameras. So what they do is they always give you some and then don't give you the rest. So they'll take something away. So it probably has dual pixel autofocus in 4K, which is good. It probably won't have a flip screen that goes all the way around or something similar to the Nikons and stuff like that, but it'll be crippled in some other way. So they'll release something and then they'll only give you 30p instead of 24p, or it'll be a 4K only at 24p, and it supposedly has 8K in it. I mean, I honestly don't see a reason for 8K. I mean, everybody, look, you got Tony and Chelsea Northrup out there making a video just a few weeks ago, and he's showing you how he can, blur the background and the camera stays focused on his face even when he's walking. So I'll walk up to here and show you that it does it on this one too. It's not an unusual thing. Here, let me put my phone up here. Watch it focus on my phone. Probably too close. There, focused on my phone, right? Take it away, focuses right on my face. This is the Z6. This isn't something rare. It focuses just fine, and autofocuses perfectly fine. The Z6 does, and this is a $1,700 camera. It's a $1,600 camera. It's not an expensive camera, and it focuses just fine. You don't need. I don't know where people think that if you hold something up in front of, and Tony loves to do that. He comes up close, holds something up in front of the camera. Oh, look how fast it focused on this. And then he'll talk about it. Look, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? Look, I got it focusing on my face. I can move it in front, and now it'll focus on the thing. As soon as I move it away, it focuses right back on me. Fast. It's fast autofocus. So he acts like Sony is the only company that does that, or Canon is the dual pixel autofocus. It's the only company that. I've had no problems in autofocus on the Nikons. I don't understand where the hatred comes for the Nikons, whatever you want to call them. I don't know where the hatred comes, because this thing shoots incredible video. The SnapBridge app works incredibly, so I'm actually controlling the camera with the SnapBridge app here on my phone, and I can just set my phone down. They say, well, there's no flippy screen. Well, I can see exactly how my framing is. I can go, okay, let me go over to the side here a little bit more. There, now I can talk to you from right here, and I can see what I look like by glancing down at the camera. So now I can see focus. I can touch to focus stuff. So Tony and Chelsea Northrup just recently came out with a video, like just a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about how they don't even need 4K. All they shoot in is 1080 now. That's all they shoot in is 1080. right? And the reason why is because the Canon camera that they went with didn't have dual pixel autofocus in 4K. It only had dual pixel autofocus in 1080. So therefore all they shot was with 1080. I guarantee you when the new camera comes out, the S5, whatever the heck it's called, the R5, when that camera comes out and has dual pixel autofocus in 4K, I guarantee you, Tony's gonna have another video about how awesome the dual pixel autofocus is in 4K. And he'll be talking about how awesome it is to shoot, the resolution so much better. He actually had he made a valid point, and it's true. He said most people watching videos on YouTube aren't watching the 4K versions. They're watching on mobile devices, and that's true. That's true. But yeah, most people are watching that watch on YouTube watch the mobile versions of the videos, but not all of us just shoot video for YouTube. I shoot video for weddings and events, and over the past year, most of my weddings and events have been delivered on USB thumb drives in 4K. They specifically requested 4K. They had a choice between Blu-ray in HD and USB thumb drive in 4K, and they picked USB thumb drives with 4K files. The majority of them. I just booked another wedding. I just booked, I got one on the 14th of this month, of next month. On the 14th, there was a referral from another bride who requested USB thumb drives, and I sent her USB thumb drives in nice wood boxes in 4K, no other file, no DVD, no Blu-ray, no nothing. She wanted the 4K files. So for all the people that are out there, well, nobody even watches it in 4K, they're watching it on their phone. Yeah, that's true. For people that are on the go watching on their phone, they're watching it in HD or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But if you're delivering content to somebody, they want the best quality they can get. They want the absolute best, and the absolute best is 4K. Now, you could say, well, 8K is the best. But look, they're already complaining. Tony and Chelsea Northrup were complaining about, and I called them out on this, complaining about how hard it is to edit the files, that the files are so much bigger and blah, 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 all this other stuff. Really? Because I came from back in the day where, you know, when you first started shooting, you had to buy multiple hard drives, and everybody complained, oh, you got to buy multiple hard drives, and you got to have a RAID array, and you got to have super fast drives in order to be able to capture all this footage. And it was even in HD or DV and all this. Every time it comes to something new, it's always, but the cost of drives has come down. You can buy a 1 terabyte SSD now, you know, fairly affordable. So I just bought a 4 terabyte hard drive just to offload stuff onto for 80 bucks, like $80 for a 4 terabyte hard drive, just to dump files on, just to have a backup of files. It's not that hard, and most of the newer computers can handle 4K, editing 4K. I edit 4K on my computer, and it's, what, 1.5 years old. You saw me build it on here. It's the old Ryzen system. I'll probably upgrade it and get a different system, but it's not hard. I edit 4K all the time. I deliver weddings in 4K. It's not that hard. It's not that hard on the system. Now, that said, if all you're doing is shooting YouTube videos like this one, shoot in HD. I'm shooting this one right now in 4K just to prove the point. This thing shoots in perfectly fine 4K footage, and it focuses perfectly fine in 4K. I can walk back and it'll stay focused on me, and you'll see this thing works perfectly fine. And this 85mm lens is freaking phenomenal, by the way. This thing is amazing. This is an amazing lens. It takes the sharpest photos. I'm gonna put up a couple photos, some reception shots I did recently of a wedding with this very lens, and it shoots incredibly good shots. And a lot of these photos I did by touching the back screen to focus, because there was so many people, it was grabbing multiple eyes. You know, it was doing eye autofocus, but I wanted it shallow depth of field to grab one person. It was actually faster for me to hold the camera and touch the person that I want to focus on and have it automatically take the picture. And that's these pictures that you're looking at right now. I actually literally touched the back of the screen to take the picture. So focused and take the picture at the same time, just by touching the back of the screen. It was absolutely, I loved it. I loved shooting on it. And so, you know, I say Canon's going to have something in the cripple hammer. The cripple hammer's coming out, and it's going to smack that R5 pretty good. There's something that's going to be crippled on it. If there's not, fantastic. They're probably getting away from their cinema line of cameras. Maybe they looked at sales and saw that those were so much lower, and the cost of R&D and all that to put into them. People aren't buying a $15,000 camera as much anymore when they can buy a Sony or, you know, a Nikon or something else and capture really good footage, and they're perfectly happy with it, especially with the full frame cameras. So maybe that's what they decided to do. I don't know. All I know is I just thought I'd come out here and ramble for a little bit and show you this 85mm and do it on SnapBridge and talk to you guys for a few minutes. And let me know what you guys think about the video quality in the comments below. And let me know what you guys think about this new Canon camera. Looks pretty good, but do you think 8K is a big deal? The new Samsung S20 that was just announced shoots 8K video. And the thing is that they did mention on it is that you can zoom way in, so you can recrop and reframe a lot easier with 8K, and that's true, and that's fantastic. But I usually try and shoot what I want to shoot and then stay in the area, and like I would rather put a longer lens on and zoom in than crop in post every single time. You know, it's just me. I crop a little bit here and there when I shoot in 4K to get a different angle or view or to get something out of the shot, but I don't crop in a lot, and I don't crop in to HD quality because I try to keep the 4K files. So I guess if you're shooting 8K, you can crop to 4K size and still have plenty of room. We'll see. Anyway, I thought I'd just do a little video and talk to you guys about this and see what you guys think. I know I haven't made a lot of videos. I made one on this. This is actually the new Nikon Z6. I had to upgrade the firmware on it. It was at 210, so I bumped it up to 220, loaded my settings on it, slapped the 85mm on it, you know, connected to my phone on the SnapBridge app and started shooting out here. This is basically it. I got this camera yesterday. So that's how easy it is just to pop it in and start shooting with these things. And I'm a big fan of the Z6 and the Z series. The Z7, I almost got a Z7, but I don't shoot enough landscape photography to justify the larger megapixels at the cost of some video shooting. So, because I do a lot of video, as you guys know, I do a lot of video on here, and I wanted two cameras that matched video exactly. So I wanted another camera that would match video exactly for shooting weddings and events. I've got a bunch coming up. I've got an Indian wedding in Sarasota this year, and I got a lot of different stuff I wanted to have two identical cameras for. So that's why I went with the Z6 again instead of the Z7. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think of the new Canon announcement of their, you know, camera, or what do you think Sony's going to do next? What do you think Nikon needs to do next? I mean, I think they need to come out with a more professional, an upgrade Z6 II or Z6R or something that has, you know, Z6S that has dual card slots, dual CFast Express card slots, and a flippy screen that flips all the way around, and better audio preamps. It needs better audio preamps because the audio preamps are crap on these cameras, but I don't use the audio on camera very often anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But anyway, it is a thing. It's nice to be able to just have the camera record audio directly. I think if they just added those things and made the autofocus a little bit better for photos, you know, especially nighttime shooting, stuff like that, I think it'd be a phenomenal camera. Their updated Z6 would be fantastic. I think it should just come out with Z6S and a Z7S. You know, just come out with an updated versions that have multiple card slots, or call it a different one. You know, call it something else. Z8 and Z9 or whatever. I don't care. Anyway, talk at you later, YouTube. I'm out. Give this video a like if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and take it easy.